Welcome back, everybody, to episode number 37 here in the Systematic Factory. Today we have a lot to do, but I want to cover some of the things I did in between before we get started. First of all, this used to be our power brick, and I separated all the power systems into new places. First of all is the ones in here. So natural gas generators, hydrogen generators, they don't have any off-gassing. So I put them in here to keep them cold. I set up some systems to make it so that we could handle their byproducts, like the polluted water. And I put them in basically based on how much I can do off of the line that's coming in. So the natural gas generators have a line coming from a single pump. They can deliver about 500 grams per second. Each one of them uses 90, so 9 of them maxes out how much I can get off of it. The hydrogen generators have a double pump going from our infinite storage for hydrogen, which means that we can get 1,000 grams per second, or 1,000 grams per second, and we can, each one of them, or I'm sorry, 10,000 grams per second, and each one of them uses 1,000 grams per second, which means we can run 10 of them. And I put that many in so that when they kick on, because of the automation, they fill the system up as fast as they possibly can. That way we have our power system filling up as quickly as possible. So they're set up with the same automation so that they come on when we need the power from them. I do need to move this power battery box and make it bigger so that we can kind of even out our power system. But I have some other plans for that in the future too, so I left it there for now. It's getting kind of hot though, because I don't have any cooling on it. The cooling, some of it still needs some work too, but I have everything in here. I'm working on getting things kind of cleaned up for the end because we're getting pretty close. I also built a slickster farm down here, and that's where I put the power generation that does off-gas. So the petroleum generator and the coal generator both off-gas carbon dioxide, so they're in here. Automation's the same. Coal generator doesn't kick on unless we need an emergency backup power, and the petroleum generators just run full bore because we want the water out of them more than we want to preserve our petroleum. Eventually, I'm going to use that water to increase the amount of crude oil we're making using these, and I'm probably going to put in another boiler, though I don't know if we'll get to that in this playthrough or not. We'll have to see. I decided since we have all that carbon dioxide, we can run slicksters, so we have some molten slicksters we put in, and they have gotten all the way up to the point where we have 21 eggs and 40 molten slicksters up here pumping out petroleum for us. It's not a lot, it's just a tiny bit, but it does get fed into the generators. And our slicksters down here get stored in a single space. Their crude oil comes down through this lock, keeping this liquid lock sealed and dripping the excess down into our crude oil tank. Again, it's not a lot, but we do get some meat out of them, and it's a nice place to keep them so they're not gumming up the works. I did also set up a storage system for our gases. This one had carbon dioxide in. I was merging it with this one, and we're sending all this carbon dioxide into the power plant over here because we set up some infinite storage of carbon dioxide. So this whole room is like an infinite carbon dioxide storage. That way the slicksters can just keep eating it forever. But we have a lot to move over there. It's going to take probably thousands of cycles to put it in. It took 3,500 to fill it up, so it'll take a while to empty it. But that is that. So we have, these are set up so that there is a canister filler at each station, which means that if I need to put hydrogen or natural gas or even polluted oxygen or any of these gases into a room somewhere, I can just drop down a canister emptier from the ventilation menu and set it to enable auto bottle, and then it can grab from here and we can fill a room up pretty quickly. It's a very, very handy thing to have. I also set the filters down here now, so the filtration system comes through here. Carbon dioxide is going this way to get shuttled off to our power plant, oxygen up to our infinite storage. Everything else is being stored here, and that is perfect because then we have gases where we need it. Most of the time this is just errant gases that have gotten loose in the map, so there's not much in here, but you can see that each of these have the gas is coming out to fill up the canister filler. Eventually, I'm going to move the sour gas into this empty slot so that we can get rid of this whole section. But like I said, it's going to take thousands of cycles to get the carbon dioxide empty. So we may never even get to that. But I'm getting there, working out a design on how to do the gas storage. Next thing, we'll quick check in on our shovels. We still have tons of them being bred. I think we've hit a point where we have 11 in there. Between 11 and 15 it fluctuates. I think that I don't have enough duplicates to keep the grooming going to go any higher than that. Because I think some of them die off because I can't get down here to do the grooming often enough to get all of them. And that's fine. It's giving us the food we need. That's all that matters. I'll probably reduce this down some, and then there will be less grooming to do down here. That may help. Or, you know, population may dwindle if we do that. Either way is fine. Our slicksters are giving us a lot of meat. And right now we have 5 million surf and turf stored. We have 7.7 million cooked seafood stored. And the barbecue that we need for it is just coming in slowly and getting more and more made. I have quite a bit of food stored here. Hazard Auto has plenty of food as well. In fact, I installed an alert so that when this runs out, it'll alert me so I can go and flip the switch to send some more food over here. But it's working out great. Now, to get to what we're working on today, I've been doing more rocket designing. So this is our exploration rocket. This is our mining rocket. We did do some more exploration, and we actually found the temporal tear, which for our achievements, I think is the last thing we actually needed to find so that we can send somebody through that temporal tear. I still want to explore the rest eventually to do it. We may actually need to visit these other unknown objects if we want to get the artifacts for the DLC achievements. We'll see when we get there. The new rocket that we built is Space Station 14, and it is specifically designed for landing on a new planet and setting down a lander so that we can build a launch pad there. That's the whole purpose of this place. I want to set this to have more steel. We're going to fill that up. We're going to make that a high priority so somebody will do it. I did put in a atmosuit dock in this system. I put in some gas coming in from... Actually, I'm still working on the piping, so let's do that real quick. We're going to connect up this way and come down this way to go in. This is a gas line coming from our base while we're docked, just to keep this atmosuit dock filled up completely when people are using it. Gary seems to be having fun here just moving stuff around. Why are you moving this back and forth to there? This should be a priority 8. And this should be this should be a priority 7. So it should mean that we keep it in there. For some reason, Jerry has decided that it's a good idea to move everything back and forth. Let's ground this rocket as well, so he's not using it in here. We want to get the steel filled up. It takes a little while longer now because only one duplicate can be in here at a time, but Jerry just left so somebody can bring it up. It'll be no problem. Other things I did in this rocket a little differently is I did have 2 beds in here because I was going to take 2 duplicates. I decided not to. I moved the rocket control station up here to fit the atmosuit dock. I loaded it up with 120,000 grams of water so that if we get stranded on the planet for a while, I can pull the water out through our piping system to use to try to get things set up. Water is a game changer on any asteroid. They're quickly filling that up. I have oxalate stored in the storage bins. I have food stored in the storage bins. I have some steel. I have some gold, some ceramic, and then I have some extra atmosuits, a bunch of them. They actually loaded me up with a lot more than what I wanted. I still can't quite figure out what number to set this at to limit the atmosuits so that I only get like 3 or 4. That's something I need to figure out, but I'm going to quick do a sweep in here because I want to get anything left in here out, and we're going to let that fill up. On the rocket itself, we have a cargo module. Cargo module has 6 tons of steel. So when we get to the planet, we can launch that down. The 6 tons will rain down in little drop ships. And then when we get there, we can unload them to get more steel. And then we have our Trailblazer module, which will allow us to send out a lander so that our pilot can reach the surface and start building. When we get to the surface, we'll be able to take apart the Trailblazer module to get some steel, but we'll need to get some of the other steel from this in order to place the rocket launch pad. Our mission today is to get this rocket over to Gassista, which is our next one on our list of ones to go to. Get a rocket pad, land on the rocket on the planet so that we can get our duplicate back in and then return home. We may unload some resources if we have enough oxygen and stuff to do it. I don't know what our situation is going to be like there, but that's our plan. So I'm going to get this loaded up. I'm going to get our pilot in there and we're going to launch, and I will come back to you once we are in orbit around Gassista and we can start our mission. I had the strangest thing happen with Rick while we were flying, and he wasn't able to access food and he wasn't able to use the bed or the mess table. This building was still treating everything like it was grounded, even though it was turned to not grounded. So we were in space. And to fix it, I had to deconstruct the building and replace it. Not quite sure. I've never had that happen before, but it seems to be working now. We'll see if he eats on the next go around. While we're doing that, I just wanted to show you, I built a little system for while we're traveling around to get our achievement for freezing a building to absolute zero. Basically, this extra loop that I had for the extra storage, I had set it down to -250 to get it close, and then I built this building here. It's just a metal tile, so it counts as a building, I think. And I insulated it so that it doesn't affect the area around it, and I have a loop going through. The cooling loop is down to -272.1. So we're very, very close to the absolute bottom. And it should keep cooling down this tile all the way down to absolute zero, and then we should get our achievement. If this doesn't work, we'll have to dig it up and put down another building, try to do that, but pretty sure it should work just for a tile. Tile should count as a building. But we'll find out. Let's see if he is doing his thing in here. He's accessing all of these storage buildings, which means to me that he is able to access everything. And he seems to be happy enough. And let's check the schedule to see where he's at. Rick is... Schedule you on, Rick. Rick is on schedule number 5, which means he is very close to his downtime. So we'll just wait and see when he gets to the downtime if he eats. Alright, we're at downtime. He's using to use the bathroom. Then he should grab food because he's very hungry. He does. Okay, good. So everything is fixed now. We don't have to worry about problems in our space shuttle. Time has come. Rocket is outside Gassista. I have it set so that as soon as it hits orbit, it will deploy the orbital cargo module. So once we get close enough, we should see it launch 6 tons of steel down towards the surface. Landing a rocket on a new planet is sometimes a little difficult, so I'm hoping this goes well. We will see. The procedure that we need to do is the orbital cargo module will drop steel down. We're going to put on a Atmos suit. Actually, no, we don't need to put the Atmos suit on because we have the dock so that when he lands, he will put it on as he leaves. So oh no, we do need to put on the Atmos suit because he's not going to be going through this dock. So we need to grab this Atmos suit and assign it to Rick. Okay, so now we can undock this suit. Assign it to Rick. we're all good now. Now what we do is we select Rick and we deploy him. Now we have a lander and we decide where to land it. Looks like this is a pretty good spot because there's all that steel right next to it. I guess we could also do it up here, but let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 6, 28, 30, 32, 34, 35. Looks like we're going to have the rocket pad down this low, so we can either put the rocket pad there or here. I think we're going to land here. We're going to slow this all down because this is going to be a little bit of a delicate procedure. Because we only have the oxygen in his suit to get everything done and working. So the first thing we can do is deconstruct our lander, because that's made out of steel. And then we're going to empty a few more of these. Now that we have it planned out, let's go a little faster so he can grab everything. These each have 200 kilograms of steel inside. The lander had 4, so that's 600. We need 800 for the rocket platform, so that should be enough. Yep. And we're going to put the rocket platform, put it right here. Colony achievement earned. This is going to be for landing a rocket, I think. Yep, soft launch. Build a launch pad on a world without a teleporter. I'm going to set this to high priority because I want this emptied before we land the rocket. But we are good to land the rocket. When we do, I kind of want to move Rick away. Stay here. So the rocket is there, and the heat is dissipated. I know you want to move right into that flame, like a moth to a lantern. I get it. Okay, I think that he should be okay, scalding-wise now. The temperatures aren't too bad. So now he has the ability to get inside of his capsule here. I want to go in here and check. I want to make sure this is not set to grounded. We're going to leave it on. That's good. That means that when he needs food and sleep, he should go in there and do his things. He's just storing stuff right now. Let's check. See, let's put you back on a schedule where you're sleeping because you're due for sleep. Who is about to go to downtime? I guess the schedule you're on is about to go to downtime, so we'll let you go do that. And then we're going to take a look at this new planet. So I think if we come up over here and we dig like this, this one's too tall, so we'll need to dig a tile there. Then you can get down here. Then, oh, there's some liquid chlorine there. Maybe we can take advantage of that and dig down like this. Dig it like that and dig here and see if we can keep that in that space for now. So we're gonna let him. I guess he's gonna go out and do some of this work, but he's gonna go to downtime here any minute. So he'll run back in and go to sleep and do his bathroom and food thing, which is good because then he can get rid of some radiation, do all that stuff, and then we can really start working on digging this stuff out. I'm hoping, what I'm trying to do here is I'm hoping that digging there will allow this chlorine to stay in a liquid form and fill in the gaps here, and it'll create a liquid lock for us. Okay, he's headed down to downtime. I'm gonna let him come back after his downtime, and I'm gonna do some exploration, get a ladder built down, get as far down as we can, and see what we can see. I have finished our exploration here on Gassista. There really is not a lot here. I dug down to the bottom and across and up. I could probably collect some granite from here, maybe some other things, but mostly it's just bleach stone, some natural gas, some solid carbon dioxide. Not a lot that I could utilize for much of anything. I did, however, grab both of the artifacts off the pedestals. Rick is taking the last one back to the ship now. I cracked this open, just because why not? Just let it do its thing. And we're going to leave here and leave the rocket platform here so that we can come back. In order to get to the achievement for the Gassy Moos, we need some Gassy Moos to show up. And they come from meteors. So until we get those, we can't really do too much here. So Rick's going to head home. He's going to take these two artifacts with him. And we pretty much have spent his time here anyway, because unless we can set up some infrastructure to produce more oxygen, it's taking forever for his suits to fill back up so that he can go out. It took a good long amount of time for me to get his suit to the point where he could just come out to get those artifacts. So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna change our destination back home. Oh wait, hold on. Where are you headed to? It looks like this identified object is headed towards Gassista, so we may just have changed our plans. I'm concerned about what we're going to need to do to get the... Gassy Moo shouldn't do any damage to our rocket, hopefully. We do need to get a stable to put them in. So now I guess we can spend a few minutes to get a stable up and running. You can see we have both of our artifacts here. There's a honey jar and a useless machine. Alright, so this suit has 37.7 kilograms of oxygen left in it. Let's let Rick finish his next sleep cycle. I'll put that back on, I'll go outside, and I'll set up a stable for our Gassy Moos. And, see what we can do. Maybe we can get one tamed and finish up that achievement before Rick leaves. We have plenty of food and we have plenty of water, plenty of oxygen, so we can stay here for a while longer. Still waiting on the meteor to hit Gassista, but got another achievement. Not okay, but pretty cool. I was having some trouble with this, and then I realized that maybe it was just a reload issue. It wasn't registering. Sometimes that happens with temperatures and things. So I reloaded the game and came back in, and we have that achievement. So let's go back here to our star map. I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take for this to get here. But when we go back here, the problem is that this Atmos suit dock is loading in, or it's bringing in oxygen, but it's only bringing it in through this pump here, which is just bringing in these little tiny packets of oxygen every once in a while. I don't have any real way to speed that process up unless I were to tear this out, put a big pump in, and I don't think that's really worth it. What I can do, what I have been doing, is I can undock the suit and then grab the suit and then put it on to Rick. And then now that Rick has a suit on, he can go outside if he has a command to do something outside. So let's see. First, let's see what schedule he's on. He's currently on schedule 4. He's almost done with his day, but I think I'm going to actually go out and just try to do some work up. To to do a stable for the Gassy Moos, they eat this gas grass here. And so I'm thinking that the easiest way for us to do this will be for us to come in here, dig into a spot where there is some gas grass, and then put down a grooming station, build a room around it, and that way when we get them, we can pull them down. All we have to do is tame them long enough that they become, you know, they become tamed. I'm not going to go to the extent of doing anything too crazy with them, but, you know, I don't even know if I would need the gas grass, but I think I will do it. Just try to think of the best way I can do it without really losing a lot of resources here in case I do decide later, hey, I want to come back here and get something. This stuff won't grow because of the illumination, so if we open it to the top, it would. So if I do like a door here, I dig down, and then I go to our stations and I put down a grooming station right there, and then I could put a door here, and then I could just fill it in with tiles around. That would do the job. That would become a stable, and then I just need a way to get in there. Actually, no, let's come in. We already have it in here, so let's just build a ladder. We'll have to wait until they come out. I'm just gonna try to build all this stuff out of ceramic because I don't have it. I'm gonna cancel the building stuff. I'm just gonna dig out for now. I guess I can get across to here, so I could do this, and then this, and that would get us up here. That will at least get us a way up. I'm not sure that's the best idea either, though, because that's gonna release all this natural gas. And you know what? I don't care about the natural gas. I have so much natural gas back on my base that it is fine. So you can go here, up here, over here, straight through. Now I can actually start doing the building of stuff because I have stuff in my inventory. When he was in this ship, it wouldn't allow us to actually build anything because it doesn't see that we have any materials. So let's build this, and we'll build all of this. We'll need some ladders to get up there as well to finish the building. There we go. So now Rick has some commands. He'll do as much as he can before his shift ends. Oh, I don't want to uproot this. I want to be careful to make sure that I'm doing this just right. Because I want to leave those two there, because then the Gassy Moos can actually have some food. He's going to go back inside because it's his bedtime. And then I'll have to do the same thing where I mess around with his suit in the morning and bring him back out here. But that will be fine, and then we'll finish this up. And hopefully by then our asteroid will have arrived. We'll get a Gassy Moo that we can bring down into this stable that we made. And the reason I have the door here, in case I didn't explain that, is that these need illumination. Space will give them plenty of illumination. So this is going to be open, and it's going to let gas out, which is fine. But it will let these grow. So now we just have to wait for him to go back inside, do his thing, and then come back out, and we will finish this up. Meteor showers inbound at Gassista. That means here comes our Gassy Moos. Well, at least one. So let's see. We need to get him here. We need somebody with ranching skills. Does our pilot here have ranching skills? Of course he doesn't. It's gonna really stress his morale but that's okay. We need it. We need it to be done. We have another Gassy Moo here. Move them both. So what we need to do now is go inside, grab this suit, undock it. Atmos suit will go onto Rick as soon as he is done sleeping. And then we're going to get him outside to finish up the tasks we have here. He's going to get Gassy Moos. I have several of them over here too. I'm just going to set move commands on all of them, and then hopefully one of them will be close enough that he can grab them and move them in here. And we can go from there. We still have to finish getting the stable built as well, so he's going to work on doing that. And like I said, as soon as one of these is available, we should get them in. Oh, did he go back inside to grab supplies? He did. So he is going to be in there for a little bit because the suit needs to refill for him to come back out. So I'm going to let that do it for a little while just so that we actually have a decent amount of oxygen in his suit. Now that the Gassy Moos are there, we have some time where we can do it. And I'm going to get this finished, and then we'll come back once we have a Gassy Moo contained. This episode's going to end up being a little long, I fear, because of all that. But I'd like to get it all done in this episode since we're very, very, very close. Well, it wasn't the prettiest setup, but we managed to get several of the Gassy Moos trapped, and one of them is about to become tamed. Our little man here is coming out to groom him once again. It's not necessary because this one's going to hit tame in almost no time. And that gives us our colony achievements. Which means we got Critter Whisperer and moving on up at the same time. So, we have finished all the base game achievements other than the final achievement. We still have some of these DLC ones to go. But I'm not sure what we're going to do with all those. These, I would like to finish each of them. And some of these are very, very doable. Some of them are super grindy, where I need to just set up a diamond machine and send 500 more trips out to asteroids to mine them. That will be really, really time consuming. Same with this one. I need to plant plants and then get them to mutate so that I can analyze seeds. That will also be a very grindy achievement. Finishing this one where I get a dupe on each of the planets, probably not that difficult. Having the Radbolts travel, I know a good way that we can easily get that one finished. Morale high ground. I'm not even sure how you can manage to get 25 morale out of a duplicate while he's in a rocket. That's difficult, but I think I'm gonna try to get that one finished. And running a research reactor is something that I probably will get done because if I want to do the Mine the Gap, I'm gonna need a lot of diamond, and I'm gonna need a research reactor in order to make those diamonds. It's gonna be interesting. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try to do a few of these in the next few episodes. I don't know if I'm gonna do them right away because we are at episode 37. I'd like to finish this entire series up by 40. So I think that what we'll do is in the next episode, we're going to work on one of these achievements. Probably doing the monument. And then we'll try some of the other ones. And we'll go from there. And we may revisit the series to get some of these other ones done down the road with a lot more playthrough. But the other thing I want to do before we finish up is clean up our map a lot, because there's a lot of stuff I have that's like half finished projects, and I want to just clean them up a little bit. I got super coolant in my polluted water. Anyway, stuff like that I want to clean up, get everything in a state where the map is really in a good state to hand it over, and I will put it in the final download or final episode so that people can download it and play around with it themselves if they like. But anyway, this has been a really long one to finish out the Gassy Moo achievement, but we did in fact get it. We got both of those achievements finished, and I'm very excited about it. And I hope you enjoyed watching it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!